The Lost City, out in theaters, originally marketed as The Lost City of D, new adventure rom-com starring Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, Daniel Radcliffe, and in a relatively small but hilarious role, Brad Pitt. Sandra Bullock is a novelist, writing schlocky, erotic adventure books which are wildly popular with the ladies, but already sort of tiring to her. At the beginning of the film, she goes on tour promoting the latest one, called The Lost City of D, when she is suddenly kidnapped by Daniel Radcliffe's henchman. He turns out to be an ultra-rich guy obsessed with finding, uncovering, and owning rare treasure. In this case, the red crown belonging to the former king of that same City of D, which not only really existed, but he found its location already and is in the process of uncovering it, but he still needs help translating the clues left in the old language, which will lead him to the king's tomb. And he figures she can help. She's the only one who can help, because she wrote about the city in the book, so she clearly knows something. And as it turns out, she used to actually study this ancient civilization with her husband before he passed away and she became a writer. So she gets kidnapped, and to the rescue comes Channing Tatum, the cover model from her books, who kind of believes he really is this capable adventuring hero type he's meant to portray. And he definitely isn't. And so begins this adventure in the jungle. Some people on the internet have pointed out that that's the exact plot of an already existing movie called Romancing the Stone, which I haven't seen personally, so I can't comment, but be warned, that's a possibility. So I thought that The Lost City was very inoffensively average. It's the kind of film you can watch, enjoy to some extent, have a few laughs, and then just promptly forget about its existence the moment it ends. There's nothing particularly wrong about it, but it's also not very special in any noticeable way. Some of the humor is actually funny, but most of those scenes were already in the trailer, so if you've seen it, you kind of know the entire film. Brad Pitt and his entire sequence is the best part of the film, but he's in it for a very short time, literally just 10 minutes and that's done. Bullock and Tatum have that decent chemistry, although it is weird seeing her, coming up on 60 years old, desperately trying to still look 40 and be a believable pairing for Tatum. I mean, whenever it's the other way around, a male actor with who's 2 decades older than his partner on screen, people these days tend to go up in arms, and I guess the other way around. It's fine. Anyway, the film, it has its heart in the right place. It has an okay-ish message about learning to move on and finding closure and then accepting new things still in life. On the other hand, some of the set pieces, like the motorcycle chase, feel weird. The whole friend/manager subplot seems almost like filler, and it doesn't really add anything to the story. Also, there's something with Daniel Radcliffe's character where he repeatedly mentions his younger brother. With him, he clearly has some sort of important conflict going on, and I couldn't help but expect that this was all set up to some sort of payoff, that somebody would show up in the end and be this brother, maybe Elijah Wood, I don't know, somebody for laughs. And it will be this big joke set up throughout the entire film. But he keeps mentioning this brother, and then he never shows up, so it's just like, okay, that led nowhere. The film doesn't look extremely cheap and green screeny, but it also doesn't really take your breath away with all the jungle scenery. It's kind of average. Again, pretty much in all aspects, it's a film that doesn't really do anything in an either noticeably wrong way or a noticeably impressive way. It just is. It exists. I think some people may like it. It's definitely possible, but if so many better movies already exist, you have to ask yourself whether you really need to see another average one.